physical.
Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I'm your host, Lisa Hughes. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. How y'all doing today? How's your week going? How's your year going? Right? Hey, listen, I can't complain. This week, it's off to a decent start. I'm just grateful for no snow. You feel me? No snow. We Gucci. You feel me? Hey, I'm good. So anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all is well, right? I'm wishing everyone love and light, right? Hey, I see y'all comments already, and y'all know I'm gonna get to them, but y'all know what I got to do first, right? Listen, if y'all are not liking, subscribing, following, sharing Relationship Soup across all platforms, y'all tripping, right? Now listen, on YouTube, it's Relationship Soup, period. You got to put the period in there, y'all, right? Come and join the group. Listen, I already got some questions lined up for tonight for myself and the Relationship Soup Life. Look, she's gonna be our Relationship Soup Life coach. She a life coach, but she gonna be Relationship Soup's life coach. You hear me? She don't know it yet, but I'll make an announcement now, right? All right, boom. So anyway, come and join the group, Relationship Soup group. Now, if you want to follow me, it's Relationship Soup LLC. Oh, bars. Y'all hear that? Me, LLC. Oh. You know I'm poetic. I drop bars and I write poetry. You feel me? And then look, for all of your greeting card needs, come and go to the website, relationshipsoup.com, right? You got to. It's time. This is a new year. And your holidays and occasions deserve a Relationship Soup greeting card. Boom. That's all I'm saying, right? All right, I see y'all comments. Let me go ahead and bring a few of y'all on before I get into this show. I got a very beautiful, dynamic guest. She's been a member of Relationship Soup forever, very loyal member. And I'm going to bring her on here shortly. But let me get to y'all comments. I see y'all. Okay. Cousin Leah, happy birthday. Okay, so I know your birthday was Sunday and we turned up this weekend, right? But happy birthday, family. What are you, 22? You know, we don't age past 22, right? So happy birthday to you, all right? Fonda Allen, hey. You love the music? Listen, hey, if you want a theme song, Fonda, hit up Reese. Hit me in the DM and I got you, all right? Love make. Listen, it is a very good vibration to this. I remember when Reese put it together for me, right? Boom. I was like, that's it. That's it, son. My whole accent changed. I went East Coast. You feel me? I'm just saying. Hello, beautiful fam. Happy. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm blessed to be related to you too. To you too, fam. To you too. Check out the story. I posted some of your birthday weekend in my story, fam. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Oh, hi, cousin Kim. Oh, it's snowy. What? Wait a minute. Snowy in Georgia? That ain't supposed to happen. I remember when I lived there, it snowed for a little bit, right? Nikki Bonner, what's the science? Stomping in your Tims, in your pink Tims? Thank you for joining me. Mawanda Woodson, yes, it's about to go down. Tweet. I'm gonna get you on this show because I didn't already told you what we got to do. I'm gonna be Montel. You're gonna be Sylvia. That's it. Barb, thank you so much for joining me. We got a link soon. It's been for I'm hibernating right now. It's too cold. When it get below my age, when the numbers start being my age and lower, I can't. I'm sorry. What's up, Lisa? Yes, Reese, you heard that. Fonda needs a theme song for her and her hubby. Make it happen. Make it happen. Oh, and happy birthday to Mrs. Jones. Right? I ain't gonna sing. And Leah, I ain't sing to you on your birthday. I'm not gonna sing because again, if I can't sound like Kelly, I don't want it. I ain't gonna do it. You're very welcome, cousin. That glass. Oh yes. Let me talk about this glass, Miss Barr. Okay, so this was one of my gifts from Nikki Bonner's bachelorette party this summer, right? So this is with this glass, and Barb made this glass especially for me. It spells Lisa, right? See, I love y'all. Y'all just everything. I bought all. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, Miss Campbell. Thank you for joining me, beautiful. I appreciate you. Good evening, good people. Happy Soul Day, Leah. What's up, Derek Norris? What's the science? Oh, okay. So you log in. Oh, your two girls is logged in now. You got Leah and Nikki logged in. So I know it's about to go down. It's about to go down. Oh, hey B, what's up? I know you lying. What part of Florida is it snowing? Now, for real, sprinkle me. Where is it snowing at in Florida? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Yes, Nikki Bonner, thank you. Thank you for loving your guest enough to give us some parting gifts. I still got all the gifts. I still got the t-shirt. I still got the leggings, the towel. Oh, Barb, I still got your towel. That towel mine now. And then I got this beautiful glass. It just makes my drinks taste so much better because it has my name on it. It's just something about my name. Do y'all know what my name means? My name powerful too, consecrated to God. What? I'm telling you, that's why it tastes so good. All right, so Nikki's giving it. Leah's giving a shout out to Nikki and Derek. Let me switch. Yeah, go ahead, switch to YouTube. Yeah, go on and switch to YouTube. I need some activity on there. Pensacola, for real? It's snowing in Pensacola, man. Post it or it ain't snowing. You got to post it on social media for it to be true. I'm just saying. Deep South is closed, sis. It's snow. What? Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for y'all comments, and y'all know how it goes. If you want to join me in the studio, I'm gonna go ahead and put this link in the thread. So if you want to join us in the studio, please feel free to do that. Y'all know I welcome my guests in the studio. Let me go on and bring it on so y'all can see it. Boom. That's the studio link. Come and join us. All right. So boom. Let me get into this 56th episode. This is the 56th episode. Thank y'all so much for entertaining and supporting my shenanigans and relationship soup all this time. So, this 56th episode is entitled From Single to Secure, the Roadmap to Healthy Love with life coach Dana Graham. Let me say that again. Relationship soup life coach Dana Graham. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, Dana's been a member forever. Very loyal member of Relationship Soup, and I'm very excited about her journey. We're going to talk about healthy relationships. Now, several of you have hit me up. Yo, Lisa. Some of y'all really did say yo. Yo, Lisa. We need to talk about other stuff in the soup. Let's talk about how to communicate in healthy relationships. So, boom, here it is. That's all I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to get into polarity. Now, this is deep. We're going to get into polarity, communication, boundaries, attachment styles, right? Working on yourself, all of that. We got some games. And I just want to let your people know, let my people know, my winners know. Them shirts I'm sending out on Thursday. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So just they coming. They coming. So just know. All right, y'all. So without further ado, as they say in Baltimore, I'm gonna bring on the beautiful Dana Grant. How you doing, Dana? How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Great.
Glad to be here.
In this moment, I am great-tastic. Thank you so much for being a guest. You have been a guest before. You have, over the years, you have contributed fantastic um, comments, posts. You've attended the meet and greets. I remember my first meet and greet, you was there. I still
Mhm.
got the picture, Dana. We got a selfie together. Okay.
Really? Send
Listen,
that to me.
I'm gonna send it to you. We was cute, girl. We was real cute. We was just smiling. Just doing But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. I see y'all comments, and I promise I'm gonna bring them on. Okay. Hold on, right quick. I'm gonna give you back your towel, B. Barb. I just put it in with the rest of the towels. It's purple. It's cute. I'm gonna give it back. I promise I'm gonna give it back. All right, so Dana, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Again, thank you so much for reaching out. I really feel like this show is going to plant some seeds because that's what's needed. There's so much divisiveness going on, whether it's politics, whether it's whatever, a skit that went viral. There's so much divisiveness. So let's plant these healthy seeds. So my first question for you. Now, you mentioned that you were single for 13 years. What do you
Yes.
think are some of the biggest hurdles keeping you from finding love during that time?
Well, first, let me clarify what I mean by being single for 13 years. I've had situationships, I've been in situationships, dating, all that stuff. But as far as a long term committed relationship, I've not been in one of those for 13 years. And looking back on what I know now and then going back over the relationships or situationships that I've been in, I definitely know that the hurdles that I was facing was myself. Number one is not understanding myself and having no self awareness at all. And number two was just the trauma that I've been through and not getting that healed or handled or taken care of, or even recognizing that it existed. And
Mhm.
then I would also say I was giving sex to get a man. That's what I was doing. I was putting sexual attraction first rather than allowing a man to pursue me and seeing if attraction builds over time.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's
I was
fair.
going I was going immediately for what I was attracted to. And the biggest problem for me when I looked at it is that I was doing a lot of the pursuing or the first moves, and at the same time I was looking for a leader. How do you do that? You can't do both.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair,
Mhm.
and that's honest, right?
Mhm.
Because truly, and I've seen conversations like this. There's been conversations in relationships too that the roles have kind of switched a little, where women are kind of doing more of the pursuing and the lead and stuff like that. So let me ask you this, Dana, just real quick, what you said about the whole sex thing. Do you feel like, and I'm sure it's probably case by case. Do you feel like the sex can wait? What was that, 1995 logo, slogan for something? Can sex?
so so when I'm referring to yes, I do think sex can wait. I think it should wait. And if I could do it all over again, I would wait. But because I have a different understanding now, so I think nowadays when we hear about waiting on sex, we associate it with like a 90-day rule or some type of game or whatever, or just holding back, thinking that that's what's going to get it. It's not about that. What when I say like I would hold back on sex, it's because my issue is I tend to lean towards people who I'm sexually attracted to, right? So what I need is not going to come from sex, if you understand what I'm saying. So
Yeah, I
if
understand.
I'm constantly choosing guys who I'm sexually attracted to, for one, there's a reason why I'm sexually attracted to them, and you need to figure out. We have to figure out why we're sexually attracted to certain people, and they haven't even done anything. But look a certain way. They're our type, right? And if your type, if every time you're dating someone and you keep saying I keep running into the wrong guy, it's the same guy. It's literally the same guy with a different face, literally, because it's your type and you're attracted to what you are inside. If you're not healed, if you're not healing, if you're not healthy, that's what we attract. And then at the end of the day, we want to say, "Ugh, I keep getting all these bad guys. It's just bad guys. It's bad guys." No, you're attracting what you are. You have to ask yourself, why am I attracted to these guys? Why am I attracted to this behavior? And a lot of what we're attracted to is what we're sexually attracted to immediately, because that's what turns us on. That's our turn on, right? But if I want a leader, if I'm looking for a man who's going to provide for me or protect me or meet my needs, then I need to look for someone who's doing those things instead of giving them sex off the top, you know what I mean, without earning anything. I'm just giving them sex so I can get something in return. I'm actually being in my masculine energy at that point.
Ooh, now listen, because okay, a lot of people was talking about Steve Harvey, and you know from the group, Steve Harvey is a sore point, right? Steve Harvey spoke on like, okay, so he talked about the 90 days, okay? And he was saying like when you have sex with a man, like where y'all are in y'all communication, all of that, you lock him in. When you decide to lay down with him, you lock him in there. So if you lock him in and he's not doing anything for you, you know, whatever, that's what you're going to get because he didn't already got the cookies. What
Yep.
y'all think, listeners? Is that true for? And you know, maybe it is a case by case, right? You
I
know.
mean, if you go back and look at those situations where you probably had sex off the top, and you're thinking to yourself, well, I can't get this guy to do anything for me. You know what I mean? I can't. He doesn't want to take me out. He doesn't want to do anything. All he wants to do is come over and have sex. And then, that was my biggest. That was what I constantly was running into. I would always say, look, I'm looking for someone that I can spend time with outside of four walls. You know what I'm saying? But and then you gotta, a lot of women will come with, well, you gotta do this, that, and the third to keep me. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you did to get me. I mean, to keep me, what you did to get me. Well, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything but lay down with you. And you gave yourself to him off the top. You know, it was like, I'm gonna give you sex so you can give me love in return. That that's not going to give you love, and that's not going to keep a man either. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually you're not going to be satisfied because your needs aren't getting met.
Ooh, okay, 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 okay. So here's karma to you. You set yourself up like that. When you lead with sex, that's all you get. Right on.
Hmm.
Okay. Yolanda says makes sense. Derek says so. If I'm honest, mostly attracted to sweethearts, it's because I'm a sweet guy. Absolutely, and that makes a lot of sense. And of course, it's a case by case, right? Um, I think this is really good to talk about because I mean, you know, sex is a thing. in some
Yeah,
relationships.
don't get me
You
wrong.
know,
I love sex.
listen, say,
I love sex.
say.
So it's not about, okay, I'm going to withhold sex from you until you meet A, B, C, and D. No, it's about, first of all, what I want to do is choose someone that I'm not immediately sexually attracted to. He can be attractive. I think you're a good looking man, but I'm not sexually drawn to you. You know what I'm saying? Because if I eliminated everybody that I was strongly sexually charged up, I would literally, all my exes that were bad wouldn't be in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Because I've dated some men where I was not attracted to them at first, and the reason why I fell in love with them is because they pursued me. They pursued me. They were consistent. They showed up. They were, they took me. They wanted to take me out. I got married to a man, and I hope he's not watching. But no, I was not sexually attracted to him at the beginning, but something clicked. Something I could tell that he wanted me. He wanted me a little bit more than I wanted him. We dated, and he pursued me, and he was a man to me. He was a man to me. He took care of things. He was he was making me feel like a woman, and in return he was feeling like a man. We ended up getting married. You know what I'm saying? So those are the ones that I tend to fall the most attracted to. Is like, so now when I do, if when I do look at when I'm dating, I don't go off of looks immediately. I do not go off of looks. I don't go off that little tingly, that feeling inside me. Matter of fact, I don't trust that little tingly feeling inside of
I
me.
talked about that, Dana. I talked about that probably podcast 7, where if I get
Hmm.
butterflies, bro, I don't even want you. Like just
No,
leave me alone. Just because
yeah,
that is my discernment telling me, nah, this ninja ain't it. He ain't
your
it.
body. Your body is attracted to, well, I believe your body is attracted to what you're familiar with, and what we're familiar with is not always good. It's just your body, your subconscious mind telling you, hey, you've been through this before. We've dated this guy before, and you survived. You're still alive. That doesn't mean it was good. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean the relationship was good, but that's what your body's telling you. Your body's telling you, we survived this. That other dude over there that doesn't fit any of the last guys you dated, I don't know about him. He's not safe. So it's telling you, your brain is telling you, he's not safe. This one's safe. Go with this one because we survived this one before. And you keep dating the same guy over and over. Your type. Your
That
type
makes
is the same guy because you're familiar with that pain. You're familiar with it. And yeah, so that's what it is.
that I
I
mean
don't trust it.
that makes sense. I feel like, I mean, definitely discernment, all of that stuff needs to kick in, right? I do think that there are some good, like your body can also communicate some good butterflies. And it's probably where it falls within your whole body. You know what I'm saying? Because you can feel things at different points. I ain't trying to get too deep because that's a whole nother show. But anyway, so, all right. So let me ask you this. Um, so really, probably looking in, because I follow this sister on Instagram, and I remember she posted, "We attract what we have not healed from."
Hmm.
I was like, "Ooh, okay, that makes sense." You know,
Yeah.
so I thought that was pretty interesting. But I want to get to this because this is something that I truly, um, I had to read more about it. Polarity. Okay.
Mm.
So, how do you define polarity in a relationship, and why is it important?
Okay, well, I define polarity, and I have some notes in front of me
That's
because I
okay.
don't,
Hey,
I
bring your
don't want to
nose.
lose my word.
That's okay.
I de-
Notes are good.
so I define polarity as creating space for a woman to be feminine and a man to be masculine. Uh, I- Before I understood what polarity was, I didn't know how masculine I was.
Okay.
I thought I was very feminine. I thought I was very feminine female, but mind you, I've been living on my own for 13 years. And when I say my own, that's outside of a living with someone, living with my partner. So I've been taking care of myself for the last 13 years. And that right there alone is bringing a lot of my testosterone up, my masculine energy right there. I gotta protect myself. I gotta take care of myself. I gotta pay all my bills. I gotta, do all the stuff, take care of all the stuff around the house. If my air conditioner breaks down, you know what I mean? Gotta call somebody, gotta take care of everything on your own. So I didn't know how masculine I was being. And because I've always would label myself as a traditional person. I like old school tradition. I want the man to be a leader. I wanted to be submissive and da 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 da. But at the same time, I would set up dates or do the calling or make stuff happen. You know what I mean? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Also, in the way that I would talk to him. You know what I mean? I was talking to him or treating him more like a mother. You know what I'm saying? My thoughts when I got with a man is I need to cook for him. I need to do this for him. I need to do that for him. I need to learn his social security number, his how to spell his middle name so I can fill out all his doctor's appointment paperwork. He doesn't have to do anything. I'll do everything. Well, I didn't know I was not being a woman to him. I was being his mother to him.
Mm, mm, mhm, 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 mhm.
So polarity is not doing those things. It's literally receiving. The feminine energy is supposed to receive, and that the male is the one who gives. And you can liken it to sex, like John Gray says. If you don't know who John Gray is, look
I
him
do
up
know
on
who John Gray
YouTube.
is. Yes.
Oh my God, yes. So yes, and what he likes to say is the man is like the penis, and the woman is the vagina. The man penetrates the vagina, and the woman receives the man. So the man is always giving, and the woman is receiving, and that's how feminine energy works. So if we're the ones who are trying to give, all he's got to be the one who's receiving, and he's being the female part of it. He
Mm.
so he needs to give more, and it works like this: he gives, and he gives, and you give, and then he gives, and he gives, and then you give. But the woman is, I feel like a lot of females, we give. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna clean and wash his clothes, you know what I mean? Take care of stuff, his doctor's appointments. Hey, baby, don't forget this, don't forget that, or remind him of things. Hey, you know what I mean? We need to go to this play, or we need to do this, we need to do that, da da da. And it's a dance. He needs to be the one leading the dance. We need to be the one following his lead. But we're always trying to lead, and that's where a lot of arguing comes in
Mm.
because a lot of arguing comes in because the man truly wants to be the man, but so do we.
Absolutely. Ooh, okay. I see you. I see you. Yes, and we have some comments. Let's see here. So Nikki, that sounds like dating while unhealed. Yolanda says, I've been single 9 years, been celibate for almost, I'm definitely taking my time. That's fair. Life experience breeds independent women and men. It's important that we ask potential partners how they receive love. I think that is important. You know, um, let's see here. I've been told I act the same way, Dana. You're talking that good talk. So Leah says, Dana, I disagree. Why do you disagree, Leah? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Hey, Melvin, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you, Melvin Matthews, Eminem. So Leah says, I give, and I take. I never argue with you. Never argue with us. You were true. All right. So Yolanda says, I don't want to be the man, but I definitely won't let the house fall apart. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think you have to let the house fall apart. And then it's more about how we communicate.
Mm-hmm,
It's more about how you communicate. You can always polarity and everything that like John Gray talks about is basically you're getting your needs met, you're getting what you want, but it's how you're getting it, and it's how and why you're getting it or why you want it. So it's like there's a way to talk to men that's respectful, that shows that you respect him as the head. If there's a lot of women, and I know this is some of this is now in 2025, some of this is not agreeable with a lot of women
Mhm, mhm,
because I think that there's a lot of women who are so used to being, you know, it's the new way to be. So they're out here doing their own businesses, taking care of their own house. You hear a lot of, he's not paying my bills, so he doesn't, he, I think it's a fear of like, I don't know, somebody controlling you, but it's not control. But
mhm,
that's what we perceive it as. You know what I mean? I don't want no man to tell me what to do because I pay my own bills type of thing like
mhm,
that. But for me, it's not him telling me what to do. It's just a level of respect that I want to show him as being the leader in the relationship.
okay.
So I do ask. I don't just even when I want to share my thoughts and my feelings. What I've learned is to ask to share my thoughts and my feelings. So it more looks like this. Can I share something with you? And then I will share my thoughts and my feelings if he's willing to listen. There's a lot of men that ain't willing to listen, and that's how you determine if that man is going to meet your needs or not.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
But instead of assuming that he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to listen to me, he's supposed to do this, and he's supposed to do that, and then you get mad when he doesn't do it. You know what I mean? A lot of men don't know exactly how to date either.
mm. Ooh, okay, okay, that makes sense. All right, let's see here. So we have some more comments. Vernon says, real men provide, but a woman assists. Leah says, ain't John great? Okay.
No.
Okay, so let's see. Karma to you. I'm finding the men like their female and it causes back and forth. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so let's see here. Relinquish power. They are scared. Snowing and destined too. It's hard to find someone to connect all the dots at my age. Okay. What? Snowing and destined? What? All right. So Yolanda says, I love that, Dana. I will ask friends now. That makes sense. Okay, Dana. So let's go ahead and move on to communication because communication is huge. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh man, it is huge. Uh, so what are some common communication mistakes you've learned to avoid?
Yeah. Telling a man what to do.
Oh, okay,
A-
okay.
anything that tells a man what to do. So it's almost an art that you have to learn these skills because it's getting what you want, getting your needs met, and describing how you're feeling without trying to change him, without demanding from him, and without telling him what to do. Because that's a turn off to most men is being told what to do, unless they like to be effeminate. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's wording, your wording. So something like needing the trash taken out, right? So in the past, I probably would have just been like, "Can you take the trash out?" And then they don't take the trash out, and then you go back behind them, and you be like, "Dang, I asked you to take the trash out, and it's still here. Are you going to take the trash out or what?" That I don't do. I will not do that. What I've learned is to continue to ask, but to ask like I asked like the first time.
Mm-hmm,
Hey, babe, the trash, I can smell the trash. It's getting kind of funky. Do you mind taking that trash out for me? And if it's still there, hey, babe, that trash, it smells kind of funky. Do you mind taking that trash out for me? It would really make my day, or it would really make me happy if you could take that trash out. You know what I mean? So what John Gray likes to talk about is what makes a man happy is a man doing things for you, which
mm-hmm,
is the giving. the giving and us receiving.
Okay.
And you kind of gotta, and these days, like I do notice there's a lot of men who don't, they just don't know how. So it's almost like kind of like a retraining on both ends. So I'm retraining myself to be feminine, and at the same time inviting him to be the masculine in my life, that male energy. Like just learning how to ask for little things that I would fix on my own. I live by myself. He
Mm-hmm.
lives by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But if my door is jamming, I would normally go on YouTube and figure out how to fix it and do it myself. Or I order a TV stand, I would look at the video and try to put it together myself. Any little thing that I can ask him to do, I ask him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, babe, this door over here keeps jamming. I don't know what to do about it. Do you think you could look at it the next time you're over here? And like the TV, I made a mistake before I learned all this. I did get a TV stand, and
Mm-hmm.
I try to ask him, could you put this together for me or help me put this together for me the next time you're over here? And I didn't get a response for a minute, and then I asked again, and then it was like, okay, but it took so long. I was just like, oh, I'll just do it myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, now I've learned not to do it myself. For
Mm-hmm.
one, I could, but I'm not going to do it myself. And then two, to learn how to ask in a different way or in a better way, and
Okay.
by letting him know that if you're doing this for me, it makes me happy. It makes my life happier. Just that's what I need you in my life for, is to make me happier. I'm
Mm-hmm.
already happy,
The
but
compliment you're happy.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
could do this for me, do you know how much I would really appreciate that? I appreciate everything a
Mm-hmm.
man does. I'm going to tell him I appreciate it. I don't care if he just gets up and puts the dishes in the sink. Oh my God, I really appreciate that. And
Yeah,
then
that makes sense.
being single for so long, I've sat down and I really understood what I need a man for. Because there are women out here who don't even know what they need a man for. So if you don't know what you need a man for, how can you make him feel needed?
Yeah, it's really important to assess your needs. Like you got to know what you need, and
And
even yeah, absolutely.
oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I was also going to say, to your point about you don't want to be a nag. Now, to my Bible scholars out there, what's the Bible verse that's talking about a man would rather be on a roof than with a nagging and termagant woman or something? I'm gonna get
Yeah,
that.
that's
Look,
it's Proverbs.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And it looks like, oh, these comments are coming out. Promise I'm gonna get to y'all comments. Let's see here. So let me come back up here. So Leah says that's a good point, Dana. Telling a man what to do is a no-no. Ian said
Absolutely.
you wouldn't have to ask me to take the trash out. Thank you, Ian. A
Right.
man doesn't have to be told. That makes sense. Or asked. I think the
He
problem.
d- he doesn't he doesn't have to be asked, but and some men will do it on their own because it's automatic because your mom told you that, you know what I mean? The man takes the trash out, take the trash out, whatever. But it's not just the trash. It's a lot of things, you know what I mean? It little things like hanging up a curtain or taking you out on a date, or you know what I mean? Keeping keep, or certain sexual activities that you want. Just learning how to ask those things without trying to change him or make him out to be the bad guy, or disrespecting him in the tone and the way that we ask. Just those little things. Those little things make a huge difference. Because no, I don't think a masculine man wants to be with a masculine woman.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And there's a time and place. We all have both, and there's a time and place to be both. But
mhm.
we, as a woman, I want to be more in my estrogen. I want to have more estrogen than not. I want to be more in my feminine than not. And I love being more in my feminine now, and trusting on someone else, or relying on somebody else. But I also, at the same time, I do meet my own needs as well. I got needs that I can meet on my own, and will meet on my own, but I got some special needs that I'm going to request and ask for him to meet.
Mhm. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So Derek says a lot of men were coddled by mothers, so they don't understand to take out the trash automatically. Uh, then it became a habit. Just look for things to do for you without asking. Let's see here. Dang, he didn't want to help you put it together. And
No,
then,
yeah. So now there are. I'm at the age where I like to date older men than me. So imagine someone in their 60s, late 50s, 60 years old, who's been married for almost half their life,
mhm,
and they get you get lazy in marriages. You know what I mean? You get lazy. You're not used to texting and calling your wife. So if someone's been in a long term relationship or a marriage for 20 years and they fell out of practice with communicating with their partner,
mhm,
they don't call them. You don't call because she's right there. You know what I'm saying? You don't take her out on a date because y'all just don't do that no more. You know what I mean? You're always constantly trying to find your own space because the house is full of chattering people. You know what I mean? So also considering his past,
mhm,
where I've been single for 13 years with no children. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any responsibility. And I
mhm,
also don't know how to be in a long-term relationship anymore. That was 13 years ago.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So we're both learning, we're both figuring it out, and I have patience with him and he has patience with me because I'm eager to get out of the house. I want to get out of the house. I want to go places. My
Mhm.
need was to find somebody that I can go out and have fun with and do this and that and third with and be involved with a family. But at the same time, I got to remember that this man is just coming out of something,
Mhm.
hasn't fully, still trying to figure out what peace and quiet is, or you know what I mean, and enjoy those things. So it's a warm up and it's a warm down over here. We got to meet in the middle.
That makes sense. A happy medium, like my dad
Yes,
would say, a happy medium. Now, we do have a lot of comments. Let's see here. I do want to get to a couple more questions because we got to get to from the principal's inbox, okay? Let's see here. So, let's see here. Ian says, I don't know, sis. There isn't a way that you could sugarcoat a man to do honeydews. Leah says, yeah, if you have to ask, he probably don't. Really? Leah, he don't like you like that if you got to ask him to do stuff? Just an opinion. So you're saying that it's to be a little bit humble or submissive, sort of. Okay. All right. So, so Nikki says, before you learn what exactly and what means did you use schooling, credentials, and therapy? All right. Men seeking second mothers and women seeking first fathers. Wow. Okay. Okay. I see y'all in the comments. And Karma to you says, Lord, I never knew that was in the Bible. No wonder it's so many single women. But I do feel like a man and woman's upbringing plays a huge part in how we operate in our relationships. Yeah, that definitely plays
yes.
a role. That
Oh yeah,
definitely because I grew up in the traditional sense. Okay, I do that. Okay. Where, my mom didn't work, my dad was the provider, definitely a man's man, you know what I mean? So that definitely has a bearing how I move in relationships, because I did grow up, now my parents wasn't perfect. I did see them love properly at points in their marriage. You know what I'm saying? So kind of how I move is kind of based on that. So all
that
right.
also ties into the attachment styles is your
Oh, we got to do
upbringing.
that. We about to get into that because we was talking about that before the show. I was like, oh, hold that. Remember that. I'm taking
Okay.
notes. Like, okay. So let's get into this right quick. Attachment style, right? Um,
Yes,
how did understanding your attachment style, and I promise I'm gonna get to y'all comments, influence your relationship approach? Because listen, Dana, I just learned mine. Now I knew my love languages, okay,
yeah. So
but
this
that
is the
attachment
biggest
style,
part.
mhm,
This is the biggest part. The polarity stuff, you can instantly change. Like you could start studying and looking up polarity in relationships right now and instantly change a lot of stuff in your relationship, and it really truly does work. But as far as you really do when it comes to attachment styles, and we were talking about upbringing. So like my home life was wrecked. My parents got divorced twice, so they got married and divorced twice to each other, and so I had to go through that twice. My mom was a workaholic, my dad was a workaholic, but my mom was emotionally unavailable. She didn't know how to tell you. I didn't hear "I love you." Let me take it back. My mom did not say "I love you" until I was 20 years old, and she wrote it on a piece of paper and gave it to me when I moved to Indianapolis. She didn't even. It never came out of her mouth. She wrote it on a piece of paper. So she was an emotionally detached person from me. So what I learned from my attachment style is disorganized, and it's disorganized because my dad, who was very emotional or very loving, and he would tell me, I was a daddy's girl. He would tell me, "I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you," and that was never a problem. Hugs, playtime, all that was never a problem with him. The problem is he left after they got a divorce, moved away, and I didn't see him again until I was 18. So from 11 to 18, he was just, 14 years old. He was gone. So it was very confusing for me. So my attachment style, or what I've learned about love, was um, that it comes and it goes. You're going to get, if you love someone, you'll get abandoned. That's part of what I've learned from my father. From my mother's side, is love looks like just not there. You know what I mean? That person is very avoidant. Not It's just not there. Yeah, I don't have time for this. But when she did, she will take us to a theme park or give us gifts, take us to a theme park, and then on the way out of the theme park, she would go buy whips and paddles to spank us with for when we get home. Because it was it was verbally abusive, physically abusive. It was all kinds of places. So that I never learned what a good relationship looked like. I didn't know what love felt like. It's all confusing. So I don't know, am I going to get love today, or am I going to get pushed away? So become very hyper vigilant about little things, little changes and things. So if you don't know your attachment style, or why your attachment style is the way that it is, or why you're like that, it's hard to heal it, and it's hard to recognize it in your relationship. I thought it was just insecure. You know what I mean? I didn't know that it was more than just being insecure. It was what I've learned growing up, the type of style that I've learned growing up. So I would choose men that resembled my parents. Either they were already predestined to abandon me. I used to date a lot of men who were already in relationships, um, because it felt safer to me. You know what I mean? I didn't have to love them. I just knew if I needed something, or if I had a sexual itch, I could just call on them, and then they go back to where they were. It felt safer to me that they had someone to go to, and that they weren't going to leave me for somebody else because they were already with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my decisions were based on my attachment style. So until I start working on that part of me, healing that part of me, I wasn't going to attract someone who wasn't going to already predestined to abandon me.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Okay,
Hmm.
that makes sense. Yeah, because we had a good conversation before the show. I was like, that's why I was a track star. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
early on, like listen, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go on ahead and hit this track. Not the track.
yeah,
Okay, hold on. Let me not the track, but the track.
right,
Look,
yeah.
all right. So
That
let me
avoidance.
specify that. Yeah, that avoiding part because and then when I took my little test, I'm like, what? I was kind of surprised. Like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. There's definitely a lot of factors that can have um, a bearing on that. Now, Dana, I'm gonna get to from the principal's inbox because time goes so fast on this show. Okay,
Man,
get a couple true false and we're gonna get out of here. Okay, so James Smith submitted a question from the principal's inbox. As y'all know, from the principal's inbox is where members or whoever would DM me and they will have questions and scenarios that they wanted me to talk about. Okay, so his question for me is, well, I'm gonna go for you first. Dana, how do you feel about social media in relationships? In your experience, is it detrimental more than not? So how do you feel about social media? You posting your bae? You gonna post
no.
this healthy relationship, this bae?
Hail to the nom nom. No, I'm not. I'm not because it's a different world in 2025. It's been a different world for a long time. So my social media is more it's friends, but it's business as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of people on there that don't know me personally, but they just know me socially on social media wise. So I'm not putting my business out there because there are haters, there are jealous people out there, there are people who just don't have any common sense, you know what I'm saying? And there are people out there who literally will try to ruin your relationship on purpose. On purpose, or I'll get him the sheet, you know what I mean, things like that, or it's not even necessary. If my personal friends know who this person is, that's all that matters because they're going to see them. They're in my life. That's all that matters. I don't need nobody to know who I'm dating, what I'm doing, or none of that. They need to know is yes, in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So
So
I don't I think no, I think it's bad for business, honestly.
so you well, you know what my page is full of.
Yeah.
I have family, friends, the soup that, with over 25K members, it's like, I have like people that I don't even know. So, but you did change your status, but you probably ain't gonna post your book.
No. If I do, I will do like we talked about
Yeah.
it. No face. No face. You'll get a bunch of back shots or something, you know what I mean? Maybe a hand. But no face, no tagging. I don't tag. I never have tagged either. That's another thing I don't recommend is if a man doesn't post you and tag you, you shouldn't post him or tag him.
You
I
know,
just don't do that.
I've
Let the
heard
man
that.
yes, let the man tag. You don't tag. Don't tag. Don't tag and don't post him unless he's posting you.
Mhm, mhm,
That's how I feel about it. Everybody can do whatever you want to do, but that's just how. That's a no. I and I mind you, I come from the lifestyle world, so it's a totally different ball game over there.
mhm,
And there was a lot of secrets going on. There's a lot of men with other women that they don't know, and there's a lot going on. So the minute you tag somebody, you know what I mean, and they're not tagging you, you could have just busted somebody's secret. And it was just a lot going on. So I just learned to social media for me is a lot of business versus personal
mhm,
for
mhm,
me.
mhm. And
Hey Michi, you know what I mean, Michi, you know.
you know,
Yes.
because it's like, and I've thought about that too. And just, even, talking to different people or whatever, it's like, how do you feel about social? Because that's something really important. Like, because even with establishing boundaries and different things like that, and I
Hmm.
follow someone like she posts her now husband, but like, look, he's blue. You know what I'm saying? He might be blue. You're not seeing anything. Like, you might see his little outfit, but you're not gonna see him. You know,
Right.
and for me, I've seen it go both ways. Like, I never was the one that was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna put it out here." It was usually, the couple that I did. Well, I didn't share them online. It was them. You feel me?
Yeah.
They was the one like, "Hey, I'm about to go ahead and send this to you, whatever." Posted my picture and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because me, you know, I know sometimes when you love something, you want to protect it. And
Hmm.
sometimes you need that time to build that foundation because it is true. It is a lot of people that get courage behind the keyboard and they doing the
Hmm.
whole fool is, and all that. So you definitely want to, try to protect what you have. So let's see here. Leah says, if he don't post you, he don't like. She cracks me up. I'm sorry. You got to forgive me. The history with my cousin is a trip. Listen, these guys don't be lying, y'all. Be woke actions. my friends. Yeah, and again, it's a case by case. I'm just saying, I never was the one that was like, oh, I got to post and stuff like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, yeah. And
yeah.
did you want to add something else, Dana? I'm sorry, because I have a delay.
Oh no, 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 no. That's fine on the social media part. You know.
Yeah, and so let's see here. For me, the question for me is, what is your confidence level in life coaches? I just think that whether it's a therapist, because it's like therapist, psychologist, life coach, whatever. I think you just have to find one that aligns with you. That spirit. I'm a spiritual person, so spiritually, if we ain't aligned, I'm cool. you know.
Hmm.
So I think that if you find a life coach, a therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, however that goes, I don't claim to know that field. If you can find one that aligns with you, I say go for it. Because to me, I'm one that believes in a support system. I believe in a counsel. I believe in a support system. So, I say, hey, if you can find a good one, go for it. They align with what you got going on. I say it's okay. I'm gonna bring on a few more of these comments. Y'all are going in tonight. Goodness gracious! And I did miss a few early on. Let's see here. And y'all gotta forgive me. Thank y'all so much for your participation. Y'all know I appreciate you. So Leah says, "Where's Mark Lee?" I don't know where Mark is tonight. I don't know where Mark is tonight. So Lucky says, "Hello, beautiful. Hi, Lucky. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I don't see your crew in here tonight." All right, so let's see here. I see more of y'all comments. Lisa, you are extra pretty. We don't want to hear pretty struggles. Listen, fam. Listen. I'm just saying, hey, we gotta have that strong foundation. That's all I'm saying. So Michi says facts. All right. There were a few more. So behind Humphrey says, yes, no social media. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Vay, that's my best friend.
So tell me how to pronounce her name. Behind.
Vayshawn,
Vaishon.
Vayshawn.
I was just testing you. That was a pop quiz. I had to make sure that your best friend, Vaishon, knew how to say your name. You know. It says it's given tracks. Listen, I'm telling you, hey, I wasn't even gonna play with it. There is
Hey,
so
that avoidance stuff is not is that I'm not. I want to say this. So 99% of our relationship issues,
mhm,
only 10% of that is the other person. I said that last week.
mhm,
But if we look at a lot of stuff and say what 90% of this is am I causing or is about me,
mhm,
and fix that part of it, you could go a long, long way, because we got to stop blaming the other people for our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, and start examining why we're angry, why we're feeling the way we're feeling,
mhm.
what can we do about it, and how and where is it coming from?
Absolutely. You got to get to
Where's
the
that?
the
Yeah.
root. The root. All right. I believe a lot of females today expect men to do things or they don't respect him. Ian says, I swear, I love doing things for my woman. I take pride in providing and doing tasks for my lady. Ian, what's your sign?
Yes, yes, yes,
You
yes.
Taurus?
That's how it should be.
I, what's your sign, Ian? You a Taurus? I'm just playing. Y'all know I had to bring the zodiac into it. All right, so let's see here. So Reese says accountability is the catalyst to making amends. Michi says, thank you for inviting me. Awesome topic and healing for our people, male and female alike. Absolutely. And that's the thing. I was just having this conversation too. And one thing with the relationship soup that I've always aimed to do, even though I've been met with resistance, y'all, we got to bridge this gap. There's so much divisiveness, and we actually did a show about this. We got to bridge this gap, y'all. We got to figure out this understanding piece, right? That's so important.
Hmm.
Aquarius, oh Lord, Aquarius, oh goodness, good ugly movie. All right, so let's see, Dana. How long do you think you should stay when you know it's not right? Do you think you should leave then or try?
So that's a good question. Thank you for that question. Um, we know when it's time to go. But we slow roll it out. We slow roll it out. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe maybe I'm the one who's tripping or whatever it is. But if you if you put your trust in, I don't know how people are, I think everybody believes in a higher power. I believe in God, and I put a lot of trust in God. And by trusting in Him, I know that if that person's for you, that person is going to be. If that person's going to be for you. But
Absolutely.
I've talked to my best friend before about past situationships I've been in, and I would say 6 months prior to me just cutting it off, I would be like, this person is not the one for me. And I would say it over and over again. And I did not know why it would take me so long to get out of that situation when I knew 6 months ago that that person wasn't right for me. But I will say this: the healthier you become, if you focus on you, I'm focused on me. The person I'm with right now, I may not be with them. He may not be the one. I feel like the healthier I get, the more I start loving myself and learning what love is and what I need and how to get my needs met and meeting my own needs and being the best version of myself. That's what I'm going to attract into my life. And that may not be the person I'm with right now.
Mm-hmm.
So your boundaries, when you set your boundaries, when you know what your boundaries are, when you know what you need, when you know what you're worth, if you're not getting that and you've asked for it in the correct way, if you've asked for it respectfully, if you've asked it in a way where it's open communication, it's put out there on the table, these are my needs. Do you think you can meet them? If the answer is yes and they're not getting met, and
Mm-hmm.
you've asked several times and it's not happening, then you know what you're worth. Go get what you're worth.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Absolutely. I see y'all comments. We got to get to this true false right quick. I'm gonna bring on a few of y'all comments, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna absolutely get out of here. Oh, thank you, Tashia Harris Scott, and we love you too.
Yes. My sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, last sister-in-law.
Now it's Tashia, right? Tashia, right?
Tasha.
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 So you know what? I'm pop quizzing tonight. We pop quizzing. See, I gotta make sure that my guests, you know how to say y'all names. That's all it is. So let's see here. Do you do matchmaking? Ooh, we're gonna get to that. Okay. All right, cool. So Dana, this is the true false. We gotta do this true false. Okay. Now, true false. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the thread. So communication is more important than compatibility. What you thinking? True or false?
Who's supposed to answer this?
Anybody. Anybody. Dana, what y'all think? Is communication more important than compatibility? What y'all think?
For me, I
True.
think I think they're both important.
I think so too, but you got to choose one.
Compatibility.
Okay, so all right, cool. So we got so in the comments is Ian is saying true, Derek is saying yes, Nikki saying false, Fonda saying true, tonality true. All right, so the answer is true. Even if two people are highly compatible, a lack of communication can destroy the relationship. Communication
Hmm.
helps resolve conflicts and strengthen bonds. Okay, we see you. We see you. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So let's see here. A couple more comments and we're gonna get out here, Dana, because I gotta have your last words. I want you to be thinking about your last, not your last word. Something to leave the listeners with. A seed that you want to leave with. Let me not say last word. Let me not manifest that. What you think
Okay.
about that? All right. So
Let's
Derek
see.
says a Taurus. Strike two. No, a Taurus is cool. Tauruses are cool, Derek. Hey, I'm a Cancer with a Taurus moon. I'm cool. I'm real cool. Dana, when's your birthday? I forgot.
I'm a Taurus. April 28th.
I was testing you. See, I knew that. I'm just saying I knew that. So yeah. So Michi says thank you. Okay. So accountability is a catalyst. Yes, yes, yes. Um, I really appreciate y'all comments tonight. Just everything, everything. So Tonali says Taurus game. Yeah, Taurus. I'm telling you. All right. So I want to thank y'all so much for listening tonight. I appreciate you. And so Dana, what seeds you want to leave with my listeners before we get out of here?
I would say in any case, in any relationship that you're in, friendship, work environment, love relationship, or whatever it is, um, work on yourself, and that's including your parents, any type of relationship. The more work you do on yourself, the more it rubs off. That's all I know. It's like a roadmap to and like you said, it leads to better. It's a lot of it surrounded around communication. A lot of it, how we talk to each other and how you express yourself. Be vulnerable. That's the only thing we really didn't talk about in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to learn how to be vulnerable with my friends and with him as well. Just be open and share yourself. Don't open up too soon, but be vulnerable, and that allows him to be vulnerable as well.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that. I love that. Bye, Boo. Great show. Thank you, Fonda. Absolutely. Um, okay, we see you, Michi. Give me the strong arm. Hey. All right, so let's see here. Oh yeah. We still getting these comments. I'm gonna share one more, y'all. Then I got to get out of here. I be feeling like when y'all share stuff, you know that I love to. So Daniel says, "Thanks for watching tonight, Daniel. Us men really like this. I would feel like my woman is dumbing it down. Just do it, fellas. That makes sense. All right. So, um, thank you, Dana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Thank
everything is
you.
a grain of salt. You feel me? Like hey, if this resonates with you, cool. If not, that's cool too. You know.
All right.
Um, so I want to thank y'all all for joining me tonight, and some words that I want to leave with before I give my final thank you. Well, my thank yous before logging out. Let me stop saying final. Um, so along what you said, Dana, because I was actually thinking, what do I want to say? What words do I want to leave? And like you, it's not really always about finding the right person, right? It's about becoming the best version of yourself because it really does start with you. At the end of most shows, I'm like, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself, love because it really does start with you. You got to know what your needs are. You got to have self awareness. You got to know what your boundaries are, and I think it's a good thing. And with those, that could actually help to open your heart with the right person, right? So whether
It's
it's
like it's
single.
like picking out a house. It's like going to buy a house. You don't know what you don't want until you start looking at stuff and living in something prior to that. Pay attention to what you've been living in and say, what do you not like? Well, I don't like this light shade right here. I don't like this. I don't like that I don't have a plug in my bathroom. So you look at what you already been through to see what you want in the future as well.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree. Um, keep growing, keep healing, and never settle for less than that love that feel like home. We all home to somebody. Baby, I'm home. You hear me? I'm home. And if you got the trained eye, you gonna know I'm home. You feel me? You gonna know. But I want to say thank you so much for joining me. Of course, I got to shout out my mama. She actually here. My mother's actually here. She right over there.
Hey.
Right over there.
That's right. That's what he told Sarah TV off.
She doing the Miss America wave, right? She here. So thank you, Mama, Aunt Anna, Lyric. Thank you so much for joining. Lyric, thank you so much for what you do behind the scenes as well. Really appreciate that. To the viewers, Leah, Nikki, everyone, Derek, Malik, everyone, thank y'all so much for joining. I appreciate you. Tweet, Wanda, I appreciate you. Reese, everybody, thanks so much for joining. And so, with that being said, they blowing up my text messages right now. I have to like not watch these text messages because when I tell you I get these text messages be hilarious. So that's why I be smiling sometimes. Well, I like to smile anyway, but sometimes I be giggling. But anyway, so until next time, y'all really love yourself. All right. Love yourself. And until next time.